Firing Frank Vogel would be a mistake. So I get that we're all frustrated with how the season is going for the Lakers, and Vogel is not faultless in this. He's done some really stupid shit with his rotations and lineups. But firing him would be a mistake. Now, I'm not some Vogel lover that wants to protect him at all costs. He's not a generational coaching talent like Phil Jackson or something. All I care about is the success of the Lakers. But firing Vogel isn't going to improve the team. At this point of the season, it's too late to be firing your head coach, especially if you're still trying to contend for a championship. I mean, there's not even any good candidate available to replace him. So you'll likely have to go with one of the assistant coaches, most likely David Fizdale. And we've already seen what he can do when he was acting head coach with Vogel out due to health and safety protocols. He had a losing record. And we can even go back to his coaching days in New York. Also, not very impressive. There's no coach out there or within the organization that would improve this team. In fact, it might even get worse due to the team having to learn how to play for a new coach. The only reason you should fire a coach this late in the season is if he already lost the locker room and nobody's listening to him. And there's no evidence of that. Lebron and AD trust this guy. They won a championship together. If they didn't like him, he would have been fired by now. So far, the reports indicate that Vogel will remain the coach. But things can change. But if they do decide to fire him, that would be such a bullshit move. That would just be a move to save face. It would simply be a change simply for the sake of making a change. That way they could say that they did something to appease the fans. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do. Management isn't going to fire themselves, even though they deserve the biggest blame. This bullshit roster is the biggest problem this season. You have a defensive-minded coach, and you put together a roster that can't play an ounce of defense. The only way to save this season is to improve the roster, either through the trade deadline or the buyout market, or both. If the Lakers are still trash at the end of the season, it would make more sense to part ways with Vogel then. There will be more coaches available because other coaches will be fired as well. You'll have more options for a replacement. But doing it now, at this point of the season, yeah, that's pointless. It would be a desperation move. Hopefully the Lakers find a way to make it work this season.